Hello. Welcome to NEXTPRENEURS Sustainable Startup Speeches today, an exciting event at the Entrepreneurship Summit. Before we begin the interesting presentations by our sustainable startups, let me introduce myself and my colleague Nisa. I am Esin Boziazi. I'm professor for sustainable entrepreneurship at International University. I am also founder of Institute for Social Sustainability. And I also help companies and startups for building sustainable business modeling. Anthony? Yes. And next to me is Nisa. She organized with me NEXTPRENEURS, and we share the mindset for sustainability. And can you introduce yourself, please?
Of course.
And she's also co-moderator today.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nisa. I'm industrial engineer, but work as a software engineer, SAP consultant. I'm going to help today to organize a meeting and keep the timing and etc. And take some questions from the participants to receive you. And I wish you a pleasant event. Thank you.
Yeah. It's about social sustainability, what I like and what I work and research. I want to tell you what does mean social sustainability. We define it at the Institute as good relations. Good relations, individual person, each person for himself, how I am, how I feel, and my relationship to me by myself and to others. Others could be both your team member or your customer and your business partner. This relationship will be good and healthy, then we have social sustainability. Also, if we speak about holistical sustainability, we have to have good relations to society and nature. It's about the relationship. And I'm very excited to hear about from our startups and companies today, how they have this relationship, how organize their relationships to others, to themselves. And we have, about maybe flow of these days. We have two parts today. We started 11 o'clock with Anthony next to me. We have three startups. They speak 10 minutes, and then we have possibility to ask questions. You all can jump in, and with this button, you can ask your questions. And also we have at the moment live stream. It means we didn't ask.
Yeah, we are also.
We have how many people I can't at the moment see. Okay, and we have also remote questions. That's your part to answer or to take the questions. And second part, we have 15 minutes break, and then at 12 we start again and second part. We have also three other startups. Let's begin our journey in the world of sustainable business. Anthony next to me, please introduce yourself first and tell us about your business idea. we are exciting to learn more.
Sure. First of all,
You can click the button.
Right. First of all, thanks for inviting me here. My name is Entrepreneurship. I was born in Ghana, raised in Germany, and when growing up, let's say, I had different kind of peoples around me, right? So there's Kofi, who was my best friend when I was like 5 years old. I was playing with him in the streets of Ghana, and there is well, Lucas, who was also one of my best friends when I was in Germany, doing a lot of troubles and well, not really behaving well when I was a child. And looking to these people, I always question myself why we went on different paths in our life, right? So, well, Kofi, who was back then at the same age as I am, is right now selling old clothes and shoes in a corner in Ghana, whereas Lucas and also many others who I used to hang out with and do dumb shit when we were kids just got out of jail last year. And I founded my first startup when I was like 18, and let's say I had a different path in my life. So in the last couple of years, I was always wondering, why did we all went different ways? And it came to my mind that probably not maybe the only, but the biggest reason for that is unfolding your potential. And that some people don't have the access to the needed requirements in order to unfold their potential. That's why I said, as my personal vision in life, to contribute to a world in which everybody is able and capable to unfold their potential. Having said that, I founded last year an NGO called Charity Network International in order to achieve exactly that. I was kind of naive, I would say, in the beginning. Funny, I think almost a year ago, I was here as well, pitching the idea of Charity Network and what we want to do, what we want to achieve and everything. And I was really enthusiastic and really excited to, okay, I'm gonna drop everything. I had a really good job and everything, but I said, okay, I'm gonna drop everything. I'm gonna move to Ghana. I'm gonna build this sustainability academy where I'm going to teach young people how to be entrepreneurs and everything. And it hit me really hard in the face when I landed there, because there are a lot of things that I might thought of, but let's say expectations and reality didn't really match up. Growing up in Germany, I have a certain kind of view on how businesses work, but let's say Ghana's a different culture and different mentality and everything. So things didn't quite work out the way I expected. They showed. And that's why we pivoted our approach a little bit. So all I wanted to do is, I said, hey, I want to contribute to a world where everybody can unfold their potential. And how people unfold their potential, there are different kind of ways to unfold your potential, right? I said, what I'm good at, looking at my background, I'm good at all sort of things of entrepreneurship, building businesses, etc. So I said, okay, let me give my knowledge, but also my network and maybe also financial needs in order to help other people unfold their potential through entrepreneurship. It's not the only way, but it's the way that I know I can actually have an impact on, because that's what I know. So the idea was to have like 1 year academy where people could enter, and we will teach them in that 1 year program basic knowledge. We will give them network. We will help them design their own businesses, so that at the end they found their own company, their own business in Ghana or in wherever they are. We started with Ghana. The goal was to go West Africa and then all Africa. And the reason behind that, why I chose this approach, is also that when thinking of sustainability. Very often people only think about the environmental part, and I think of sustainability as a whole. Like when we want to support people, when we want to have an impact, then it should be a lasting impact. And I don't think that just feeding people or just donating people is actually a sustainable way of encouraging others or helping others, but actually helping people in order to help themselves and contributing to that economy is what I believe is a sustainable way of donating somehow. Fast forward, we ended up working together with MEST Africa. MEST Africa is an MEST, M-E-S-T, is a huge organization. They are actually literally doing exactly what I plan to do in Ghana. They have places in Accra, but also in Abidjan. They have places in Nigeria, South Africa, Namibia. They are quite well settled up in Africa, and they have set up some sort of like universities. So all the participants basically get paid for a whole year in order to study entrepreneurship. And the goal is that they found their own business after that 1 year. And if it's interesting, if it's successful, then they might even invest in that and boost it forward. And one metric that I can name is that I think MEST, or we together with MEST, invest in around 10% of all businesses that come out of this program. But what's really interesting is that although 90% aren't being invested after that 1 year, because our training program is let's say, has such an influence on the way these people do business, look at business and maneuver and everything, they are basically getting hunted by recruiters, which means I think looking at the big companies like PwC or also MTN or Vodafone, which are like in Ghana at least, really huge companies, they are basically just hunting all these alumni of our program, because they know that whoever entered our program is one, selected, has a growth mindset, and will be a valuable candidate for their company. So this is another benefit that comes out of our program. That's the status quo of Charity Network International currently.
I have the first question to you. Who did this program, entrepreneurial education part? Do you work with universities or?
It's as said, we're working with MEST Africa, and basically they have their own campus.
Okay.
Exactly. So they have like dormitories where people also sleep in and everything, and then it's together with them. What we are currently trying to do is arrange. We are not there yet, but we are trying to arrange an exchange program. So I'm currently in talks with a few universities also here in Germany to do maybe an exchange program where people who are interested in entrepreneurship might go to Ghana, for example. In exchange, these people also come to Germany and experience how entrepreneurship works here. This is one thing that we're currently trying to work out. Yeah.
Please, your questions on your side.
You can also click the button and speak.
What's your target user? Your target user that that you're helping in Ghana, like what's it's a man, a woman, what age?
That's a good question. In the beginning, you have to press it again. I have a loud voice anyways, but I think that will help. In the beginning, we were thinking of limiting it to a certain type of people. For example, we were thinking of maybe focusing on women first, or maybe focusing on a certain type of group. But then we chose to make it open in sort of everybody can apply, and we do not look at certain external qualities, but more of the mindset of the people. So basically that's our biggest focus. Obviously, there are a few hard requirements. For example, you have to be able to speak fluent English, which we have to say, Ghana, for example, being a former British colony, most of the people speak English, so that's not a hard barrier. But all our teachings, all our sessions are in English. So in order for them to participate in it, English, for example, is a hard criteria that people have to have. Besides that, the application goes for the following. People just have to send in a 1-minute pitch video where they describe why they should be part of that program. That's it. And in that 1-minute video, I can tell you, you can read a lot about the mindset and how people view this whole thing. And based on that, we do our first selection, and then there are 2 further interviews where we then pick the right people. So it doesn't matter where you're coming from, man, woman, black, white, whatsoever. It's basically the mindset.
Any other question?
Maybe to add on that, there are, for example, since we are working with mass, there are countries, for example, what was it? Nigeria, where we specifically focus a little bit more on women, just because we can see that in that country specifically, when it comes to entrepreneurship, women are a little bit less.
In each country, every country is the same.
Not every country, because in Ghana, for example, in Ghana, it's quite the opposite.
No,
it is. In Ghana, it's quite the opposite. I mean, you have more men in traditional positions when it comes to like corporates and everything. That's true. But when it comes to, I'm not talking only about like small businesses that sell like bread and banana outside. I'm talking like proper small businesses who also make quite a good living. There, women are actually way more populated than men in Ghana.
great, and also in Asia. I know there's in some countries, China and all Asia, women are more than not more than men, but I love it.
So basically that's also the reason we said we are going to make it open, for example, in Ghana, whereas in other countries where we see there's a little disbalance, we try to focus a little bit more on gender roles.
Yes, please.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, you have a real nice topic and I like your idea. But as I know, the Africa is pretty unstable in political situation. As we know, the politics and business are pretty new. And how you giving the stable position for the entrepreneurs over there? Because I think it's quite important when you're starting doing business.
That's true. When I went to Ghana, these were actually hurdles that I faced. And then a friend of mine came to me and said, Anthony, it's not true that we don't have a system here. We just have a different system, and you just have to understand it, and then you will come along. So for us, it might be, for let's say Europeans or Western people, it's quite difficult to adapt there. But when you live there, it's you know your whereabouts. And with the people growing up there, it's actually not that hard for them to grow businesses there, because they know the system, they know how to maneuver things. Not every
Thank you very much. We have time, and we spoke about female entrepreneurs, and now we have one female entrepreneur here, Irmgard. Most of female entrepreneurs are social entrepreneurs, and she also, Irmgard, I give you the word, and it's your turn. Can you hear us? She is from Nairobi. She's frozen, no? No. Okay. Yes, you are here, Irmgard?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello and good morning. Yes, there was just right now the connection was a little bit weak, but I think now we're back. Yes, greetings from Kenya to Berlin. I have the great pleasure to be here at the coast of Kenya right now and participate while you sit in Berlin, or I don't know where you are. Anyway, so my first connection to Kenya was 33 years ago as a teacher. I was asked to start the first Waldorf school here in East Africa, so that made me come out here. But the moment I stepped on these grounds, I became a social entrepreneur. Teaching was almost no job at all, but make this a school work was a real challenge. So that was my first experience as an entrepreneur. And then I saw here in front of my eyes a picture, an image of our world situation, a split society that could not be more extreme, from the richest to the poorest. And this was the daily view I had when I was traveling to town or anywhere here around. So, of course, naturally, I was really thinking about globalization questions. And at the same time, being a teacher, being now a social entrepreneur, it came out of this situation that I was thinking of a program I can offer to high school students so that they can not only develop their entrepreneurial skills, but at the same time, they get a deeper understanding of globalization, how it is now, and getting ideas, solutions of how we can change it. So that this split of society, that we can bring a solution, that we can bring some healing elements to this deep, deep trauma that we have worldwide. So this is the impulse. And then I went to Germany. I lived here 10 years and then I went back to Munich, and I found a school that offered me to start the project. And with these students together, 10 graders, I started a direct trade, buying goods from the market, bringing over, selling for much higher profit than it could be sold here. And the profit went back to a school here in Kenya. So that was kind of to try to get a bit more balance in the imbalance. That was the starting point. And then the students, with them together, I designed slowly over the years a program that I call now Nyende Lernen. We have registered it as company by guarantee, and I'm not a startup anymore. I'm already quite a while on the market, but we are still developing. So in this meaning and the developing, the research questions are, how can we offer a framework, a learning framework that the young people can mold, create themselves, that they can learn self-determined and that they can follow their biggest motivation. And the biggest, highest motivation that we found out among those students who work with us is making an impact, to see what they can work, what they, through their actions, what can be changed. And the other big motivation is to be connected, to be in contact with those people here, these poor communities. So out of this, we created this, we have now school firms in different schools in Germany, and these school firms are high school different grades participate, set up, run the schools. They generate money through self-made products like printing t-shirts, or through catering, or through direct trade. And the income, the profit goes now, over the years I have been in touch and developing some relationships to slum communities. So this income goes into projects of these communities, and it is my job to make sure that there is a connection and a communication, and that the money is used partly, of course, for immediate emergencies, for acute problems, but also for sustainable projects. And this is the most difficult part of it. Sustainable projects in slum communities is really a challenge. So we are learning, yes, and then, sorry, this is the idea, the program. And then our Nyendo school firms, they also connect to each other. We have once a year a retreat where they all come together and they stay in contact. So it's also the idea of teamwork out of the school. So we are an external program offering it to schools, to existing school structures, but we open the school out to the society, to life. And this is very important because we realize that learning, or everybody knows actually, that learning is more efficient if what we want to learn, what we want to do, that it touches us, that it means something to us. And that is very important for our young people. So it's an external program reaching out. And then we are a learning framework with set rules and regulations, but within this, we are constantly adapting, changing, and everybody, and it is actually always answering to the immediate ideas, connections, partnerships, people. So it's always learning. And yeah, the motivation of the young people is our guiding star. And that is also our success, because these young people do everything in their free time. It's not part of their curriculum, not part of the existing school system. So they do it because they are motivated. And that's amazing. I mean, I'm always impressed about the input, the commitment they give. Yes, I would like to share, I hope I manage this now. I would like to share a few facts and figures. Wait a moment, I need to Bildschirm freigeben. Oh my goodness, wait a moment. Ah, here it is. Okay, so I hope you can see it. So these are now just facts and figures. Hundreds of students have been part of our projects, of our school firms, and 180,000 euro they have generated through their own efforts. We have collected 355,000 on top of it through other donors.
Irmgard, we can't see.
Yes.
We can't.
Yes. Oh, you can't see.
No.
Yeah, now.
Now.
Okay. Okay. So, these are just facts and figures. And with this money, quite some nice projects have been implemented, like school gardens, a school plot could be bought, and regional currency, we initiated quite a number of things. Also, we built toilets and such things. But to me, this is not really the sustainable part. It's the social part, yes, but it's the sustainable part comes in here. Be my guest and be my friend. And this is also the last thing I wanted to share with you, because what I found out, and it is not my idea, it came from the young people, where the life-changing impact happens through Nyendo Learning is when the communities meet each other. When our students come out, when they're 17, 18 years old, they come for a project visit and they want to stay in the slums with their friends. So they share rooms with 2-3 others in tiny little huts for 2 weeks. And after the 2 weeks, then I asked them, now, are you happy to go back home then the answer is, oh, one hot shower and we can still stay. And when they tell at home and show the slides and the parents, they stare at all this rubbish and everything, then the children, these young people smile and say, we felt so much at home. So I cannot tell much more. I have only a short time, but the same happens when we invite headmasters here and they go on tour. They are not the needy Kenyans who need our help. They are the strong personalities who make lives for children in the slums better.
Thank you.
So what I'm just saying, yes, this is, I think, the heart of our organization.
I will be your guest in end of November. So we will be together in Nairobi soon. And the questions from your side, please. Any questions to Irmgard? No? Also? No? Here? Okay. You have now time to maybe and
I'm sorry, may I jump in? I'm sorry, Alena is here. I'm unmuted. Can you hear me all?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Imran, I guess there are no questions, but admiration from the audience. I want to say it from my side. I don't know who said it in the past, but if you want to make a change, give somebody $20, change an evening, some kind of like, you can feed somebody with $20, but if you want to change the life and the destiny for the 100 years, you have to build a school. And maybe I paraphrased it, of course, but the work and the tremendous amount of dedication that you put in the project is just breathtaking. I personally don't have any question. I just want to say thank you for that amazing exchange and showing how it works, you know, showing it on by doing. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Great. Irmgard, thank you very much for that. And we will also go to Uganda, see some projects there together. And I am very happy that you organize it and to be in Africa soon. Okay.
And I'm happy for you to come, and I'm also grateful that you always give me some opportunity to speak about ourselves. Okay. Asante sana. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we have Umut next to me, right hand side. He's from my hometown, from Istanbul, and he's a sidepreneur, but also sustainable, or social, sustainable, with sustainable business model. And his project is Mars of Zero Farm, and I give you, Umut, now the word, and we are excited. It's about Mars.
So thank you very much.
Africa to Mars.
Exactly. So thanks, Esin. My name is Umut. I'm the futurist for Mars Zero Farm. And this is basically, can you do it full screen? Yeah. This is basically my journey trying to escape the corporate life. And it all starts with an idea how we could proceed. Thanks a lot. And so why we want to escape the corporate life. So I evaluated in three categories. First of it, the basic concept working for a corporate. You wake up in the morning, go there, you have a job contract which requires you to be there for 50 hours per week, and then you go back. You basically, this is the most productive years of your life, and you invest it to a corporate, which is actually not expecting your true potential. So you have a dedicated role, and what you can achieve all the things you can unfold is actually far more than it's expected in the corporate life. And the third point is that when you start in this system, you work like Mondays and Tuesdays to pay your taxes. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, you have to be in this very expensive city, so your income is basically considered to afford to be there. And if you are lucky, after 1 p.m. on Friday, you start earning for yourself. So that system was basically not logical for me. So I've been trying to escape it for the last 20 years, where I'm still not successful, but I keep on trying. So I had a strategy that I buy a land, and I really loved in nature. So we planted like 2,204 nectarine trees. So me becoming a farmer started like 10 years ago. And at the very beginning, as a German engineer, I planned our workflow, we automated everything, and it went very well. But then I reached a natural barrier where I realized if you want to keep a highly productive, profitable farm, you have to actually act against the nature. Everything you do is killing and harming the harmony in the nature. You are disturbing the bacteria in the soil. You are shortening the lifespan of the animals. And it was basically a value conflict that me trying to escape a system and then creating a system damaging the nature was basically not acceptable. So we had to be more creative. And then we realized the nature is actually not there to make money, but the nature is there to live in harmony. So that was the idea of creating sustainable ecosystems where young, brilliant people could come and we could support them to create their own startups. So instead of nectarines, our idea was to raise up startups. So what is important? We wanted to escape the corporate life because this is just a space you go and earn your money, but we want to create a place where you love to exist. So this is the basic story of Mars Zero Farm. What we have done in the last 4 years, we raised 7 startups. Those are young, brilliant people who wanted to join this movement. And it's very interesting that 4 of them were successful. Those are zero invest startups. They just come with their ideas and with their brain power and turn ideas to businesses. 4 of them were successful, 3 of them were not. And if we analyzed why a startup was not successful or why a startup was successful, it came basically to one main factor, who is the co-founder. And what made the co-founder so special that the startups was successful. We call it the brilliance triangle. So we need 3 attributes in a co-founder. First one is the mindset. The mindset of the co-founder must be lean, structured, and target-oriented. And the second one is the attitude. How do you handle failures? How do you communicate with your team? How do you manage and facilitate your resources? So the attitude of the co-founder plays a very important role. And the third one is hardworking. You know, if you don't want to work hard, do not start with a startup, because you need to invest in it and you have to live with it. Every morning you wake up, you must think what you can do better. So with this triangle, keeping in mind, we said we need a place, a space where the co-founders and the trainers could live and co-create together. So the triangle will happen in the hexagon. Our program is 120 days, where we focus on the personality, character, and mentoring of the co-founders. We teach them how to be a better co-founder, how to deal with the bad days. And on the other hand, it's also important that people living for 120 days in a hexagon, and getting also prime time activities with their mentors. So all the urban city disturbances, all the social media deflections are avoided on this hyper-focused time. And we believe that 120 days is really helping these people also for the rest of their career. So what will happen next? We believe that the idea of Marzero Farm, turning agricultural lands to self-sufficient, sustaining eco farms and hosting startups will spread. We will have many Marzero farms all over the world, which will be interconnected. So we consider using the same IT infrastructure, common know-how and shared resources, such that they can act as a family. And of course, if you can live in many countries, you also get a tax-free zone, which was also from very beginning on important for us. But maybe the most important part, after damaging the agricultural and the nature so much, maybe this gives us the opportunity to put the bacteria back into the soil and regenerate also the lands of this world. So you can follow us on Instagram, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Umut. Look at the questions from your side. Yes.
Yeah, hi. I like your idea. I like the name
Yeah.
as a. My question is about why is the unprinted like this? Not too much, but enough to change the way
Yeah, thanks a lot for the question. Yeah, I think 120 days is long enough for you to invest because you will be living there. And, you know, the practice of the brain rewiring, you know, you heard of it, how you bind your arms after 21st day, you get to use to a new logic. Of course, the more you stay, I believe it would be much more helpful, but it's maybe not realistic to expect more than 4 months. But on the other hand, when you found a startup, there are certain patterns, like they call it also 100 tasks. So they need to be done. You need contracts, you need website, you need HR. So we calculated basically the first 2 months is good enough to establish a routine. And the second 2 months are to practice and make it really settle down.
Is this also your experience with your 7
Yeah.
startups?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please. So it was also my question.
So yeah, you are right, but I believe we also consider the sustainability of the businesses. And if you're an entrepreneur and who is not willing to make a lot of money and then sell the company, you are really putting your effort in it and you grow sustainably. And the tax issue is really at the very beginning of a startup really hard financially. You cannot put the money you earn in R&D and developing your own products. And on the other hand, Yeah, I believe creating sustainable ecosystems all over the world is also putting the money back to the society. So you are refurbishing the nature and you are giving people who are not able to create their own system in the existing tax equation, the possibility to exist when you are not paying like we pay in Germany, your task that stays in your pocket for future sustainability of your startup. No.
And there are someone want to ask it. Yes.
I have a question regarding are people like paying for themselves, or is it like team that have to like establish themselves and like come through, or is it the investor paying for the program?
That's also a very critical question. I'm quite not sure. I have the camera on me now. Nisa, but I can't see. So our idea is that our campus is already there, and instead of going to angel investors, I believe good ideas could gather enough crowdfunding, and the focus will be after this 120 days, making the startups ready for crowdfunding if necessary. But again, if you want to be sustainable, you cannot be too eager. So that's why the angel investments doesn't really match with sustainable startups. So that's why our target is more crowdfunding than investment.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to join him, his Mars Zero farm now? Just show me your hand. Yes? Okay. That's good. Thank you very much.
One more question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you said that in those 120 days, they are gonna be like have a hyper focus time because they are gonna be disconnected like from all the social media, all that kind of stuff. In those 120 days, are you only working on like the mindset of like, okay, hard work, mindset or an attitude, or are you gonna be also showing how to be an entrepreneur, business techniques and all of that? Because I don't know how, I cannot imagine like myself doing that without any internet. How can I, for example, test my product in the market if I don't have internet? How can I test my product in the market if I don't have access to internet, for example? Yes.
A lot of deflection, so you cannot concentrate because a lot of things are happening in your life. But when you live on a farm which is really dedicated with all the team, it provides you the opportunity that you can focus on what you want to achieve. But there is internet.
Okay. Okay. Anthony, you want to also ask some question, but you can also meet him later and ask more questions. We are on time. It's okay for you? Okay, great. Thank you very much again. And now I want to ask you all, can we go further and we don't want to make a break now for 15 minutes. We go on. It's okay for you? Yeah. Then I will ask Imran to present her idea or business idea because she has some business issues later. She wants to be earlier with us. No? Okay, Imran, please, your turn.
Hello, everyone. I'm Imran. And do you hear me fluently?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And I am co-founder of Podcomedia, and I mention about later, and also project leader of this Balkan Summit with Nisa. It might be people we met here last year. I see familiar faces there, and I'm remotely connected to you. And thank you for being here today. And the digitalization is changing every industry, and the media sector is no exception. Today, we are talking about videos and podcast audio clips that have been translated into dozens of languages by artificial intelligence. Or while we didn't know influencer term 10 years ago, influencer marketing is now a hot topic for brand strategies. While access to information has become so easy with the impact of digitalizations, I was surprised by the data from a Global Expression report across 160 countries. 80% of the world's population has less freedom of expression than they did 23 years ago. So, do you think the media industry is truly equitable, natural, transparent, and inclusive for everyone?
Imran, you hear and understand everything? It's so fast. You are too fast.
Okay, okay.
Please take time, just tell what's about it and why it is sustainable what you do, podcast.
Okay, okay. I have spent over 10,000 hours in 5 years designing many different workshops in disadvantaged areas in Turkey. While working in different NGOs and startups, I have noticed the gap between the advantages and disadvantages areas in Turkey gradually widening, even with digitalization. It's very unbelievable for me. Fun facts from my life. My favorite social media platform a year ago was Twitter, but especially in the last year, it has attracted my attention to the accuracy of the information has decreased even on Twitter, and that was afraid to express my thoughts on my account because of politics stations in Turkey. And then after elections in Turkey in May, I was very angry and I couldn't reach the real resources on, I think, even the most transparent platform is Twitter, I think. And I was so angry and deleted my account. That is why I'm here today and I'm starting Podcomedia to change the media into something more impact-oriented and as transparent and natural, friendly, as accessible for everyone by everyone. That is social sustainability, essential beginning of the events. Podcomedia is a new generation media company. We provide full cycle podcast production and digital marketing services to brand and individual creators. By supporting a range of micro content alongside our core content, pillar content, we aim to build a community and the fan club of this project. These micro content includes newsletters, blogs, vertical videocasts, and live performances or the workshops that are relevant to your topics. Podco has launched 5 months ago. It's very new, and we have created 10 unique projects since then. Come October, we will be launching podcast projects for 6 of them. The best part is that 60% of leads we generate during this time into potential loyal customers. This rate of returns, tell us that brands and creators are starting to interest in new generation media platforms, especially videocasts and podcasts and also monetizations.
Imran, I'm so sorry, but you are so fast. I think everyone's lost. I don't know. Did you get it? Okay, we have to break now. And I'm sorry for that, but we want to meet at 12 here again with the new speakers. Any want to speak and Alena. Let's take a 5 minutes time. And 50 minutes. 50 minutes. I have
20 minutes. We will.
Okay.
We will start at 12 again. Okay,
12.
sorry for that to break up now, but I think it's good if you go out, drink something, and come in.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Sevdiğim mute'da aslında kamera sadece bilmiyor. Pulse oluyor musun?
Ich überlege, ich will jetzt nicht bewegen. Ich dachte, das Aufräumen, dass jemand Platz ist, weil ich würde mich irgendwie nur abschrecken.
Ich glaube, das ist irgendwie so, das hat irgendwas Freiwilliges, ich einfach eine Kunde erwarte. Und der Schall ist halt auch irgendwie, das ist irgendwie
Wie wenn die hier das alles
allgemein über die Mathematics und dann so.
Ja, genau, so niemanden einfach sagen, cool, okay.
Nee.
Aber ich frage mich, ich hoffe, die werden dann nicht annehmen.
Really, everybody's been kind of, this is thing, okay. No, nee, nee. Zuschauer. Weißt du, wie ich meine? Das ist halt so ein bisschen die Frage, ob so eine. Dann ist halt so ein bisschen die Frage, ob man quasi sagt, schau mal da auf den Bildschirm jetzt. Ja? Guck mal auf den Bildschirm und wir stehen hier, also wir sitzen nicht im Stehen und dann sagen wir in den Raum hinein, let's agree that everybody had math in school but didn't learn how to communicate their needs and feelings. Weg von der Frage. Ja? Weil das so trifft, ja, viel mehr Energie als der ganze Monster. Nee, wir gewinnen das genau, weil wir halt eigentlich diese also eigentlich ist das Erste, was wir jetzt machen können, weil so ein Staat der Bus der hat nie im Mo gesehen. Noch nie. Ja. Es wird gerade unten in der Big Hall was verhandelt. So. Der hat noch nie ihr Traum gesehen. Was? Wie kann man den Text fixieren? Das ging doch irgendwie mal. Scheiß auf deinen Namen. Können wir noch eins machen?
Are you ready, Annie?
Yes, we are.
Okay, we start at 12. We have 5 minutes now. Sorry for that. Alena,
Everything is fine.
Alena, do you have also a presentation or Edney?
Yeah, I do.
You can share it, or
Yes, I do.
if you want, you can test it now before we start. If it's okay.
I will do right now.
Test it just.
Yep. Amit, would you like to test it too?
Yes, I would like to test it.
Perfect. Yeah. We can see it.
You see?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Annie and Anit, you have also some presentation?
Yes. Can I
Okay.
share my screen?
Yeah, just test it.
Okay.
And we started with Annie and Ant. Annie and Anit.
Amit.
Amit.
Super.
Amit.
Yes, that's perfect. Great.
Nice to
All
see
right.
you again. Yeah.
Yes, same
Yes,
here. Same. It's been a long
very
time.
nice.
Annie and Amit.
Okay. We have 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
We wait for the people here around us.
Right.
And we started. You have more time now, but take it short and then
Sure.
more time to discuss it.
Yes.
Wir haben hier zwei noch Pictures. Hallo. Guten Morgen. Du hattest was vorzutragen, oder? Oder ist das morgen? Ja,
Haben wir uns getrennt, wir waren wahrscheinlich zu beklären.
weiß nicht. Wir haben sie gedacht, nein.
Super.
Ja, das ist super, super auch tatsächlich. Mit Technik und alles.
Viel Erfolg.
Ja, danke.
Danke.
Ja. Danke. Okay.
Gibt es die neue Präsentation oder ähnliches, die noch auf dem Rechner sind?
Nee, sie werden online vortragen.
Okay.
Ja.
Das heißt, es bleibt alles so.
Ja.
Perfekt, vielen Dank.
Dankeschön. Danke. Okay, we have to start now, as if it's possible. Yeah. Welcome again, and second part. Some of you is new, I think. It's about sustainability projects or startups today, and we have two startups here. They present their ideas. They are about food, something with food and drink. I'm very excited to hear your project. First, Annie and Amit started. And Annie is in Stuttgart, I think, and Amit is from Ireland.
No, I have a bit of update. I have moved to Scotland now. Still in UK, but it's Scotland.
Yeah, you can start with your project, please.
Sure.
It's your turn.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the opportunity to introduce a business idea. And then we are also very happy to be here on this summit and listen also to all those beautiful, amazing projects. Was very interesting to listen to all of them. So I would like to talk, or we would like to talk about a very important topic, climate. Before we do so, we would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Annie Musavi, and I am a nutritionist. I support companies to reduce their carbon footprint, their greenhouse gas emissions, and improve the health of the employees by providing workshops and also cooking events about sustainable nutrition.
All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Amit Gambhir from Scotland. I'm a commercial artist specialized in animation and visual effects. I consider myself as a minimalist and a lifelong learner. In fact, I'm learning a lot even today. I learned about social sustainability from Ezin and importance of user centricity from Anthony and Irmgard. From Umut, I learned a lot as well about being most productive years that are spent in corporate life. I have done that, right? Everybody here has done that. So I have over 12 years of experience in corporate e-learning and helping corporate clients bring in a behavioral change in their workforce using stories, games, animated videos. I love food. I eat food every day. I'm sure all of us do. So I would ask Annie to continue with our food system.
Yes, before we speak about the business idea, I would like to talk about a food system, about the actual food system and what is the connection between the food system and sustainability. 25% of the global greenhouse gas emissions are caused by food production and especially industrial animal feedstock. We keep billions of animals in catastrophic conditions. These animals need to be fed. At least 60% of the agricultural land is used for animal feedstock, especially for the cultivation of animal feed, like corn, wheat, or soy. Those are grown in large monocultures. These monocultures require additional areas, so therefore a lot of forests are cleared to make space for those monocultures. To ensure that the cultivation is also profitable, large amounts of fertilizers and pesticides are used. And these fertilizers are very dangerous because if they go into the soil, they turn into nitrous oxide. And this nitrous oxide is 265 times more harmful than carbon dioxide. When these fertilizers goes into the sea, it causes also a lot of algae growth. And these algae carpets no longer allow any light or oxygen to pass through, and so they create large dead zones. So it means no living creature can survive under those carpets. Also, the digestion of the animals worldwide is an issue and leads to further problems. They produce methane, which is 23 times more harmful than carbon dioxide. And also, 40% of the agricultural greenhouse emissions are caused by animal digestion, especially cattle and dairy cows. If we look on the manure, in Germany alone, over 11 million trucks of manure are produced every year, and they have to be disposed of. So this is a quick summary about why it is important to think about our eating habits. But our business idea not only helps to reform our agricultural systems, but it has also a direct impact on the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. Our business idea has a positive impact, at least on the following 8 SDGs. Not only those are affected, but we picked them as the most important ones. So I would like to give over to Amit, who would like to present our business idea.
Thank you, Annie. So the SDGs, the framework, has really helped people to understand the gravity of the issue. So now we have conscious consumers who are on the rise, and they choose brands that have positive environmental and ethical impact. So what is the problem here? The problem is that, as per UN Global Compact Network, Scope 3 emissions usually account for more than 70% of businesses' carbon footprint. Businesses have been asked to reduce the carbon footprint. So it's a dual responsibility: reduce emissions and also ensure employee well-being. In the fear of missing out on the net zero targets, most of the corporates, they create an illusion of progress, which is also known as greenwashing. And training all the employees is expensive and also time consuming. Inadequate training is mostly because of scheduling and unavailability of the team, because they're working remotely. There's a diverse learning style and speed that each learner or each user has. There's no holistic approach, and hence the trainings are ineffective in solving the real crisis. We are talking about food. So how can we leave nutrition behind? Lack of knowledge about nutrition leads to deficiency. Be it overconsumption or underconsumption, we are all, in a way, nutrient deficient. So when we do a root cause analysis of these problems, we come to know that it is the behavior change that is required. The gap is with the behavior. Corporates do it because it is obligatory or they are being governed. And there are adequate resources already available, but they're boring, confusing, inconvenient. So here comes our expertise in telling stories. We create a gap fit. We see this as an opportunity for corporates to reduce their Scope 3 emissions by promoting sustainable diets among employees. Presenting Sync Up. We create content that is entertaining, motivational, with stories. There are interactive games, scrumptious recipes, so that we don't miss out on anyone. Corporates can invest in learning that gives meaningful rewards. And they become planet savior and trustworthy brand. that the consumers are looking for. Learning or about nutrition or sustainability is not just a one-time job, it's a quest. So Sync Up is a quest that is driven by passion and backed by scientific data. We do a lot of evaluations in this during and after. During usage, sorry, we check the reaction. We measure, do the users like it and engage with the content? What is the knowledge or skills that they have acquired? What is the behavioral change after acquiring these new skills in their daily lives or at their jobs? And what is the visible impact? Are there any improvements? Have they improved on their health? Or have they reduced their food waste? Sync Up is a game-changing platform created by leading industry experts. We have doctors, dietitians, nutritionists, chefs, psychologists, scientists, and even storytellers. And we are here to support you at every food step. So who are the primary users? Well, users are humans who eat. Sync Up is built for people across all professions, age, gender, geographical locations, educational and financial background. Sync Up adds value to each and everyone, despite of their beliefs, life goals, and even physical conditions. But who are the customers? Our customers are corporate, multinational companies, educational institutions, organizations who utilize the benefit of these inclusivity features. So what tone, voice, and attitude or language are most effective for connecting with the users and bringing in this behavioral change? Keeping in mind the large and diverse target audience, we are sure that there are people who are specially abled, visually impaired, or hearing impaired. We are not letting them down as well. We are creating ebooks, we are creating audio podcasts, and as well as learning modules for them, because everybody has got a footprint and sustainability is everyone's responsibility. So the primary language will be English, and as we expand and scale to different geographies, we take this even further with multiple languages. So what are the target dates for launch?
I have to introduce you.
Sure.
We have really 15 minutes time.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I can.
And maybe you finish it, yes? And
Okay.
1 minute, maybe 1 minute. Can you do
All
it?
right. No, I can take questions and I can explain the questions then. I hope I was clear whatever I have explained till now. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'll skip to the revenue channels probably. Was I
Yes, we
audible
can
clearly?
continue with the questions.
Yeah, we
I
can.
will-
Okay, I think we can continue with the questions then. Yeah.
Great. Did you get it, business model, what they wanted? And please, your questions about it. Yes, continue.
I'm not quite sure if I really get it. Your product is like an app where people can do like upskilling and broaden their knowledge around sustainable eating, or what is it exactly? Or is it like a program, or what is it?
Yes, so it's like a continuous learning program wherein users are spending, say, 10 minutes every day. Okay, what do we usually do once we wake up? We scroll through Facebook or WhatsApp, or that is a part of a routine. My vision is that Sync Up will be a part of a routine activity where user will come up, they'll check a notification, listen to a story, or play a game, learn about nutrition, learn about sustainability, get a recipe, get the ingredients, right? While they are going to office or coming back from office, they collect all the ingredients, they make that recipe, share it with people. They learn and they share it with all.
Okay, and my follow-up question is then, how do you keep the users engaged? Because I'm asking out of personal experience, because we also have a learning platform called Verify, and one of the biggest challenges we have is keeping the users engaged, because all like the content can be quality and it can be great and everything, but actually having the users using it daily or whatever base is one problem that we have. And we currently are trying it with a lot of gamification and doing that direction. Is it also an approach that you are tackling? One thing is also thinking about incentives.
Yes.
What is your approach?
Yes, so there'll be, this is a gamified platform entirely. Each day that they are spending, they get a badge. If they do it on a continuous basis, for example, if they go plant-based for continuous 5 days, they get a reward. They get a sustainability score, which they can redeem for a reward. Okay, this is a phase-wise launch. The development takes in a phase-wise manner. In the first 6 months, there are certain tasks where users are getting their individual sustainability scores. By the end of 9 months, or there's a corporate leaderboard. Now they are comparing themselves and their actions with their peers, their friends or colleagues, right? Towards the, say, 16 months, right? They come to know about how they can redeem. They have used it for an year now. They have accumulated some scores. We onboard partners who are sustainable brands, okay? They will come on board on SyncUp, and they will help the users get into, say, using their, how do I say, reward points, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the next step. That's the next step. So first step is getting users. Second step is giving them a score, sustainability score, converting them to reward points, and then onboarding partners who will distribute those reward points.
Thank you very much. Minimum viable product is where it will be great.
Yes.
Video or like something, your idea, I think. Do you have any other questions from the? Yes.
Yeah, hi, thank you for your presentation. Yeah, but basically I still don't get what the product, because my question was also about the product. What is the final product, and how, if you're saying that this is an app, so you have a first touch with the client only while they download the app, and then they can receive notification, and then they can get in. But why I am, as you say, like all your users is just humans, which is pretty wide for me, I'll say. Why I should download it just to get a notification about you should play a game about food, or what? I don't really get it.
Okay, so I think you missed on the first part of it. That Annie was explaining about the food system, okay, and how it is creating a bigger or larger impact on the climate itself. So the goal is to create an awareness on the food system and nutrition, which I explain later. And why corporates? Because corporates already have the employee base. There are issues where in a corporate lifestyle, even Umut, how he said, like the most productive years are spent in a corporate life. It's like a second home to everybody else. And it's corporate's responsibility as well as leaders. They are also supposed to be the caretakers of their employees. Employee well-being is what matters here.
Okay, but why as a company will not just buy food subscriptions service for my workers, which will and the company will already take care of nutrition of food, where the food comes from. Why I need to tell my customers, for example, not my workers, to download the app to take care about the nutrition? It's quite long ways for me.
Okay,
So this is
maybe
a-
I
that
can
kind of
maybe,
service, yeah.
maybe I can say something about that. So if you work at a company, that the company's responsibility also to take care of the well-being and the health of the employees. And this is one part, not only to provide a healthy cafeteria, but also provide some kind of educational platform to make sure that the employees can improve their health. And this is very difficult if you have 10,000, 20,000 people at your company, because you cannot just make offsite education. So this is a great platform to solve this issue, and every single employee can join this platform, join this program for free, because the corporate pays for that.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Sure.
You're welcome.
One question that I have is, how do you evaluate the impact of that? Because most companies, let's be honest, just want to have these big numbers like, oh, we are saving so much CO2, etc. And that's why they're doing all of that. It's important, yes, most companies just want to bring out these big numbers, and you are saying that's a way for them to be sustainable. Like, what kind of metrics do you or can you deliver to these companies, or how do you evaluate their impact, their social or their sustainability impact?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we also thought a lot about that. How do we ensure that users are really doing that task? So users have this option that they have to upload a proof, or say if they have made a meal, they can click a picture, they can send it across, and that goes to their manager as well for approval or to check, because it's like a social media platform. It's not just restricted to a learning management system. It's a learning experience system where they are sharing data continuously, and that is how they gain the credits.
Thank you very much again. Now Alena is waiting. It's her time.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much also, Essen and Amit, Annie, for nice presentation beforehand, because I'm taking over, and my talk would be also related to food transformation, food supply chain transformation. So I will probably refer to you from time to time. And yeah, so let me begin. I'm right now presenting from Constance, Lake Constance, south of Germany. It's a capital, I would say agricultural capital of Germany, whereas many things right now in agricultural sustainability happening, and we are part of it. We are proud to be part of it. We created our initiative, Cask Bio. Bio stands for bioconversions. In order to improve, as I said, and to rethink food supply chain, and to improve our eating habits, and to rethink our eating behaviors. So let me just go to that term, bioconversions, and explain it to you. On the next slide, you will see like a short summarization of that term. It stands from chemistry and means a lot of things. I mean, it's a very broad term. It means conversion of biomass into valuable output. So it could be anything. It could be biofuels, biochemicals, also beverages and food. This is where we step in, and this is our target spot. So in the bioconversion, you have many complex chemical reactions. I don't want to bombard you with all the terms and try to keep it slim and easy. We investigate particularly one of those enzymatic reactions, microbial changes. It's called fermentation. You all know fermentation from the general kitchen. So like pickles or fermented drinks. It's a very common term, but it could be taken on the next level of evaluation, I would say. I'm sorry, can you hear me all? Do you see my screen?
No.
No, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's what I was hoping for. I mean, excuse me. I didn't start presentation.
No.
Excuse me, please. So I would go back to share. You see it now, right?
Yep.
So please excuse me. So that was the intro slide, and the name of the company, Cask Bioconversions for food upcycling and creating microbiome correlated nutrition. As I promised, I will break it down for you. So the next slide here is explained or summarized the term bioconversion and our approach using fermentation as a particular reaction of bioconversion for food upcycling and recycling as well. I don't want to stress more the global problem of CO2 greenhouse catastrophe and the amount of food wasted due to the current situation, current food supply chain logic, I would say. The logic is, in this sense, linear. This is how we interpret it. We have as food, the source of food, like farm, and then we try to minimize the losses and logistic ways in order to get that food on the table. So this kind of logic is linear, and we try to rethink it in order to by bringing the person into that equation, not a person, I mean the consumer, not at the end of the supply chain, not at the table, but as a design parameter, so to speak. So we all live consciously, we do make conscious decisions, we buy local, we buy bio, we do our best, right? But how we can create more impact, and this is what I'm talking right now about, the sustainability impact in this process. How can we make a conscious decision, a choice, and become a part of the ecosystem that it improves our food supply chain? We rethink that linear relationship between the farm and the table through bringing the person in this equation, as I mentioned, and we put him or her, I mean the gut, the microbiome gut, our inner bioreactor inside that system. So we have from the farm to the table a way where we lose our resources, but we try to restore them through recycling and upcycling, and as well creating the value of metabolism, microbiome improvement for the personal health. This is how we add up, as I said, a human in that equation. So our approach is to design fermented drinks. For right now, those are just drinks based on the old recipes like kombucha, as I mentioned, kvass, tepache, and many different fermented drinks from all over the world. We build a low-cost, portable machines, so they could be installed in every kitchen in order to provide the cook, or in every cook in the household, opportunity to upcycle the food waste and produce the beverages. Those beverages should be also personalized to the needs of the consumer, to the needs of the cook for itself. So we create personalized probiotic drinks. And right now we are building the first setup similar to what ChatGPT proposed to us. And we are creating our own local infrastructure for creating the personalized nutrition drinks. So you're all welcome to Constance right now to try our first trials of kombucha. We're putting kombucha up in front because it's the most known drink, the most accepted drink, at least here in Europe and US, Russia, China, to enter the market. And this is our first market research. And yeah, the studies of the correlation to the gut microbiome are on the way as well. And we are looking forward for the further development steps. Yeah, and I'm also looking forward to your questions.
Great, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Questions about the business model, maybe? No? Yeah.
What is your go-to-market strategy for the drinks? Like, do you have you say you are starting with kombucha.
Yeah.
Is there a certain market that you're addressing, or how are you going to produce the kombucha initially? What's the market?
Oh yeah, thank you so much. This is actually current status quo, our daily business at the moment. We produce kombucha in separate bioreactors. Right now, they are not connected between each other. They are separate. And we distribute it in local shops, cafes, and bio stores, and collecting the feedback from the customers. This is the first initial reaction of the market, just to see if, to get the feedback from the customers. Not only just you sell the product and you just evaluate the profit. No, we want to have the feedback. We want to have the tasting notes. We want to have the development of the drink feedback from the customers if they can evaluate it, in order then to go to the next step where we can test a couple of customers. It would be a study. Under the study, we will develop a specific recipe with specific probiotics to some specific group. I'm talking about specific because it would be a test study. And in order to develop a mechanism to design precise and personalized probiotic for anyone, right? Does it answer your question?
Yes, some sort of, yes.
Awesome. Please go ahead if you have more questions, if I am not precise enough.
Yes, thanks for the presentation. The question that I had is, what's the bioreactor has inside? Like, what's the construction of it and what you put inside?
Thank you very much for the question. I have here a background slide, if you can see it. I put it as a backup. So bioreactor is as I mentioned, it's a complex unit usually used for pharmaceutical industries where under monitoring, under precise conditions and monitored conditions, we design drugs and vaccines. So this kind of apparatus we want to use for food industry. We want to, how to say, democratize it, just take it out of the lab and give it to people, say, use it for your own health, right? So the bioreactor itself has, it's a schematic, very simple one. Here you see the glass holder that contains the liquid, and that liquid undergoes the transformation, the bioreactions, like fermentations, for instance. And that vessel also includes a lot of sensors. Those sensors monitor the conditions, pressure, temperature, acidity level, you name it. It's something like up to 20 different parameters that has to be investigated and kept under certain conditions all the time. Okay.
For how long should I keep my drink there? So I want to make a new kombucha.
Yeah.
I put some ingredients inside, as water. For how long this transformation process will take?
So usually the processes depend on the temperature and pressure conditions, right? So what you can do, you can, if you want to accelerate it, right? So you create, you put more temperature, you increase the kind of like, if I make a comparison with the cooking, you just increase the heat and you cook it faster, so to speak, right? Or you can add more sugar to increase the process. At the same time, you want to keep the recipe very balanced, so you don't need in your, for instance, diet too much of the sugar at the start. And so you see, I'm already talking about many different parameters that has to be balanced in order for you to produce a special drink designed for you, for your special needs, for your gut microbiome. So from the standard perspective, you can say you need something like a week, from week to 2 weeks, depending on the acidity level that you need. But if you want some more precise information and design the drink for you, it might take a couple of days to maybe a month.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is very important for personalized possibility to make this drink. Do you have any other questions? Otherwise, I have to stop it in this case. We have on time. Yeah. No. Okay. Thank you, Alena, for this presentation. Great. We can now. I hope some of you heard all our startups till now. And maybe you have to discuss some issues in this case, or you have some information about and questions we can discuss now. We have time to discuss, or you have your own ideas you want to tell about this. This is also interesting for us. Please, your turn. No, no one has an idea. Yes, let us know.
Hello, my name is Marius Müller, and I'm into agroforestry. And as we were in the topic like food, agroforestry is a different kind of land management where we introduce trees again into the landscapes. And I'm talking about that because we are with the current food system, we are destroying our possibility to have a large scale survival of our civilization. And we can change that by putting trees again in the landscape and making farming more climate resilient. And I thought this is one of our topics, like being sustainable also in the ecological way. And also I would like to bring in the room just as an input that we all want to eat something, and that our food is made by people called farmers. And I think we could bring more appreciation for these people, and maybe some guys in the room here has ideas how we can make a gap or close the gap between the society in the cities and the farmers in the rural areas, so they get paid in a fair way or in a fair way. And this is a challenge I think we have to face in every continent on the world, because we all want to eat something and we all want to have an ecological ecosystem what is working not just for our generation, but also for the generations to come. Yeah.
Yes. Just press this. Hey Marius, thank you for your words. I actually wanted to reply to this. I'm also now, I studied business. My name is Valeria, and now I'm working more in the agriculture sector. And it's a really big challenge. Like, we're speaking about fermentation and personalized healthcare and nutrition and awareness. Something really powerful I heard from a farmer was actually, if you have a car and you go to the petrol station and one petrol is half the price, but you know there's a chance it will damage your car. And one petrol is double the price, but you know it's fine for your car. You buy the expensive petrol. But with food, we all buy the cheap petrol. Like, we're putting things in our body every day that we don't know what they're doing. We don't know what effect they're having. And, you know, like, you treat your car better than you treat yourself. And to me, that's the answer, you know, like, why do farmers not earn money? It's like, no one wants to invest in taking care of this machine that you have that is your body, but you want to invest in technology and, you know, these new kind of, I mean, bioreactors, whatever, but these basic things that we're getting out of the ground, we don't want to pay money for. So how can we educate people to value what is actually being produced in a sustainable way? Does anyone have any ideas?
Thank you very much. It's true. I give also example about feelings. If we drive our car and something is wrong in car, we feel it immediately. Oh, something wrong. I hear something. But in our body, we don't really feel it. Something is wrong. And I think this is a similar way. That's true. Thank you very much for this input. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for raising that. I don't really have an answer, but you sparked a thought also in me, and it's, we are so far away, indeed, like that's also what you said, like we are so far away from understanding how food is made nowadays. It's all industrialized, and it became an industry, and that's why it's so far away from us. And I think what you also see is that, like, in scaling up, like, the production always needs to go up, and it needs to become more, and it needs to become cheaper, and it's a whole system. So I think part of the answer is probably also looking at the system that stands behind that again, like, where does investment come from? Why do banks invest in certain technologies and not in others? From how I see it, it's because certain technologies produce more for cheaper, so the profit is more. And what are, I think, the questions there that we need to ask ourselves as a society is, like, what in the end really matters? What's really important? Is it only selling more, making more profit, or is it also about our health and biodiversity and nature? Yeah.
Can we jump in? I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the two last comments. I just wanted to jump in the last one to answer regarding the petrol for our bodies. Actually, in our studies, we also investigate that relationship between our gut health and our well-being. So there are studies that have shown and proven facts how nutrition and how food improves your cognition, how improves your well-being, how improves your mood. It's all connected. So we are the same cars, right? But this is the unpleasant truth that nobody wants to hear, you know, and not everybody wants to investigate the food as a source of damage, because it's kind of secondary. Exactly. The first comes the monetary aspect. And here I give you, sorry, I don't know your name, the last speaker, the credit that investments, and it's a huge power of a customer to buy. Buying is a choice. If I go to the market, local farmers market, or if I go to the supermarket, doesn't matter. But the choices I make every day, they do matter. They do create an impact in the long run, and changing the behavior, maybe also giving the credit to the previous speaker about changing our nutrition habits through application or any other means. This is how we start to push this rock up the hill and keep it moving until the hill flattens. Because right now we have to do this work. We have to really push and to overcome the resilience, to overcome the old habits of, the world is not as it used to be, and it's not gonna be the same, but we are here to adapt, adjust, and improve it.
Now you have some questions, I think, first, and then he.
Yeah, I just wanted to share something because I'm from Austria, and like I grew up in a really small village, and I grew up, seeing really small farmers become really big companies that had to kind of sell their business to bigger things that I don't know what exactly are they, but for example, like holdings or something. I mean, they went from having just a few cows to having like 100 of them, like tightly squeezed in like really small buildings, or like, well, big buildings, but like just in a much bigger sense. And it's really sad because in the end, like they couldn't survive having or like getting natural food or growing natural food, and the system made it impossible for them to be sustainable in that way. And it was really sad to see, because in the end, the only way they can success nowadays is through using genetically modified crops, for example, or pesticides. And many, like from the, let's say 10 farmers that were in my village, maybe 2 of them survived, and none of them are like natural based farmers anymore, and they have transformed in something completely different. And I think, as you said, like a lot about the consumer responsibility, like it's in our responsibility to buy the things that we know that they're coming from good things, or actually support the farmers themselves. And I think it's really important that we talk about these topics and keep bringing it up. So thank you for that.
It's pretty interesting because that last presentation was about food, and this is a industry where I'm working also now. I own a company in the food tech industry. So I'm pretty happy to see all of your ideas and where you're going all. And but I think about the food, the main problem that for last years, we lost the personal approach in the food industry. This is where it comes from, because we started using the aggregators where we're just like having a lot of restaurants, and we're just looking only how to fuel up our body, not how to eat like tasty and nice and I know beautiful food, because like the food is always about like something warm, family, while today we have only we need to order something fast just to fuel up and just continue our day. But I hope that I think we're all looking forward in one direction to take care about the food and think more about it. And I hope we all find out one good solution one day, which will cover all our problems, and we'll happy to eat food which will be tasty and fresh, and we'll just be happy with the warm food for us.
I would like to quickly jump into this point. It's a really interesting conversation. I would like to share my personal experience. When I moved to Scotland, my wife asked, you have to go and check the schools first, because I have 2 daughters. I said, school comes secondary. What comes first then? I searched for a community garden. I live in the city center of Glasgow, pretty much polluted, but I found a place, 1.5 acre of land, where we are about 25 people and we grow our own food. And we grow potatoes, onions, figs. I never imagined we could grow figs in Scotland. And when we were discussing things, the first point came to our mind as farmers are going to be the new teachers, because everybody in future is going to need two skills to survive. One is to grow their own food, and second is to make their own clothes, crochet. So with SyncUp, we are trying to do that as well. Once we create this demand for behavioral change, we have experts in the community garden, and I'm trying to onboard them as well to create some modules on how to grow your own food in whatever little space that you have. There is hope.
Thank you. You are on, and then he, and then. Yes, please.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah, much better. So, well, you're all entrepreneurs, or you will all be hopefully some entrepreneurs. And I'm from the field of behavioral economics. And now I heard just some keywords here, like it's about decision and decision making. And someone mentioned to push someone. And in my field, it's called nudging. So there is this normal economics, and normal economics is based on a so-called neoclassical model. So it's based on pure selfish recognition of human beings, like to maximize utility. This is what you know and what you learn in normal economics classes. So, but now there is this new field of behavioral economics, and there we try to recognize human psychology. And there's one very important concept where there are, or where I would recommend a great book. It's called Nudge. And nudge means to push someone in the right direction. And it's really a great concept. It's based on liberal paternalism. So we try to preserve freedom of choice. But on the other hand, we try to nudge people in the right direction. And I think this is really important in the future for sustainable businesses and social sustainable businesses. We should preserve freedom of choice, but we should change the decision environment in a way that we nudge our customers in the right directions. So this is this push effect. And there was this one really famous effect, which is called the Wutte effect. And this is just to give you some ideas, just to remember that we are economists and we want profits, and this is good. But we are humans and we are not fully rational, and our behavior is not fully predictable. So we always have to think about psychology, and we can do it in a very good way, in a way that profits humans and society. And I think this nudging idea is from Sunstein and Taylor and Sunstein, at least Taylor. You will find it in Talia or Dussmann or whatsoever. It's a great book. And it's based on ideas from a second book, Thinking Fast and Slow, Kahneman and Tversky. He also got the Nobel Prize. So maybe this might help to, well, implement a choice architecture in your businesses that might help to promote sustainability. And thank you very much.
Now you first, and then no, sorry, who was? Yes, you, yeah, you. Okay.
I wanted to address your question. Well, I don't have an answer either, but it sparked a few thoughts. Well, the question was, how can we bring more people into valuing their bodies? I have a little dog here. Yeah, a cute little dog. And thinking of it, I wouldn't say all humans, but I would say in general, we tend to go for things that where we can see the results immediately, rather than things that have a long-lasting effect, but we don't see the results immediately. For example, when you look at fitness books, the ones that sell the most are the ones that promise you that you're going to achieve certain results in 3 weeks or in 2 weeks, although that's probably not sustainable. And most of them are also bullshit, but people will still go for them rather than go for the program that will tell you, hey, you achieve your goals in, I don't know, a year or two, and it will be sustainable, but I want to be fit in 2 weeks to have my summer body or whatsoever, or what your goal is. And also looking into corporates, right? Innovation management was a hype topic a couple of years ago. All this, maybe it's still, or all these agile principles and everything. But me also as a coach, I very often experience the situation where you have then top management who say, okay, well, it's end of the year. We have to present a few KPIs and all this investment in innovation, everything. I can't see the results, right? So, and that's also one of the reasons a lot of corporates then say, when it comes to saving a budget or reinvesting our budgets, then innovation is the last thing that they care about, because that's nothing that you can see immediately. So maybe one approach could be, and I don't know how exactly, but one approach could be to think of what kind of KPIs can we identify for people to see some sort of immediate effect when they care about their body. So I don't have the answer for it, but maybe if we can think of, I don't know, a few metrics that we can show people, like, hey, you ate this, and this is like the KPI that's being affected in your body, then maybe more people will be caring about it.
Definitely. I did some detox week, and it was like this. After 1 week, you can see your blood in your blood. It's changing in best way, like this. I think urgency.
Yes,
it's important thing for change, of course. And someone here, yes.
Thank you, everyone, for the comments so far. I would like to briefly expand on the nudge. Specifically, I mean, you're the expert, the behavioral economist. Just the example in the book I found really interesting. Maybe you find as well that they brought was the cafeteria. I mean, they bring, I think, more examples. A cafeteria where you can place either like very high fat and sugar items, very easily accessible for the people who walk through the cafeteria. And I mean, we also have fat and sugar items today here, but we also have fruit here today. And so the example that they brought, I think, in the book, but you can read that if you're interested, The Nudge by Richard Thaler, is that you can also place fruit or like healthy foods closer. So maybe that's a simple approach for something you could do in your corporation either, or in your small business or wherever, just like help people making decisions easier, because sometimes resources are limited to make decisions. And then, no, I think that's fine. Just to follow up maybe on a thing that you brought, I think maybe you guys think as well, maybe sometimes we are very rational and think we are very intelligent with the rational part, but maybe sometimes we lose a bit feelings.
Good. Last word, or we have no time?
Can I maybe answer the last one? I'm not sure if it would be the last one. The discussion is super interesting. I'm super interested in the nudging theory. I used to study it in automotive industry as I used to work for R&D at Daimler, and I'm aware of that effect and factors. But right now, when I'm in a food scene and a food industry, it really changed my personality and my mentality and my way of thinking. And also nudging to me is not anymore economical, let's say, or not economical, not anymore as it used to be. It's more based on my tongue feelings. If I taste something delicious, if I taste something unexpectedly good, I will buy it again. So this nudging in food industry, it calls taste. Taste, you can have it, you can develop it, but you cannot deny it. You cannot say, I will buy again something disgusting, because it's just not right. I'm not sure if I created the pause in the audience, but this is my experience to you. Yeah, and the nudging in the food industry, it would be a taste.
Thank you, Alena. That's correct.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for all your input and patience with us. And I'm very happy to have you here with us. And see you next year.